Hi, everyone. I'm Christy Forsyth, spiritual life coach. This is your weekly reading where we talk all about what you need to know that's happening in the collective consciousness, the collective energy, the energy that's impacting each and every one of us, and how we can make the most of it. Please let me know if you're watching. Can you hear me? I don't have anybody popping on yet, but I was having an issue with the sound before, so I want to make sure that my sound is working. We're going to dive in, and then I will see when somebody pops on if they can give me that feedback. So, we're going to talk about what's happening in the weekly energy. Okay, I see I have somebody here. Let me know if you guys can hear me. I apologize for the delay. I was doing half my video and I had no sound apparently. So let me know, can you hear me? Just give me a thumbs up or let me know you can hear me in comments. Just let me know so that we can dive into the reading. Yes, perfect. Okay, thank you, Rick. Okay. So, this is what's happening in the weekly energy. What we're going to do is talk about what messages I have had come through about the energy, what I'm feeling in the energy, the things that you're probably feeling, the things that are probably impacting you in some way, and how we can use it, how we can make the most of it. And then we're going to dive into the tarot cards that are going to build upon the messages and help you to understand this in a deeper way. So I invite you to kick back and enjoy the messages as they come through and think about what you've been feeling as we go through all of these. Can you feel how powerful this energy is right now? We are recording this on February 11th, Tuesday the 11th. Tomorrow we have the Leo full moon. And I'm feeling the power of that. I'm curious if you guys are. Leo energy is big and it's bold. And when you combine that with a full moon, it makes it that much more powerful. But I do feel like we need to have an awareness of this energy because there are some pitfalls with this energy that if we're not aware, we can fall into them. The biggest one to me is that while, in my opinion, this is a fabulous full moon overall, this full moon can get you. This full moon can have you telling stories to yourself that are not true. This full moon can have you get caught up in its intensity to the point that you do things, say things that you're going to regret later. Especially when we combine this with the fact that we still have Mars in retrograde. And Mars in retrograde is also that check yourself before you wreck yourself energy. It's making sure that you take that pause and you think about, is this how I want to respond? Is this what I want to say? Am I feeling too emotional about this to respond here in this moment? And so I want you to just make sure that you're taking a pause in this energy. Yeah, Pat is saying it's intense. Absolutely. There is an intensity in the air. Leo energy has a little bit of a dramatic flair to it. Or sometimes when it's in its shadow, it can have a very dramatic flair to it. And so we want to make sure that we consider that and that we aren't responding one day in a way that's way bigger than we would have wanted to respond, where we're going to regret that the next day, where we're going to go, why did I have that level of response to that? So I just want you to keep that in mind, especially today, tomorrow, really over the next few days, we're still going to be in this energy. So just being mindful about that and your reactions to things and how you're wording things, how you're saying things, just being mindful about that. As we are aware that this energy can be intense, I want you to think about the intensity in a good way because I feel like this energy is bringing in a really beautiful intensity in terms of it gets our engines revved up, right? It helps us to be passionate. It helps us to use that intensity to drive us, to lead us in the direction of the things that we're passionate about. It supports us in being more creative. So you may find that you're feeling really creative this week. And I think that it's also a very romantic energy. Leo energy can be very romantic. And I think especially when you combine that with how this moon is just stirring up emotion for us, I think that it actually brings a really beautiful energy to, well, we have Valentine's Day this week. And so I was saying this energy is very much a Valentine kind of energy. It's giving Valentine. It is going to support us in being romantic toward others, in shooting our shot in whatever way we are feeling called to shoot our shot. I think there are a lot of people who will be deepening their connections this week or making connections this week. There's a lot that's happening and there's a lot that's going on. I have Ratushi asking if I can do a reading. I'm not pulling cards for individual people. This is a reading for the collective. So stay tuned. I'm talking about what's happening in the energy right now. So being mindful of all of that and using this energy to our advantage. We want to be going with the flow. Where is your passion taking you? What are you excited about? What are you feeling called to invest your time and your energy in? I also got that word when I was connecting with the messages for today. Investments are going to pay off wisely. And I do feel like that's financial, but I also feel like that's in regard to who and what are you investing yourself in. And the key to knowing that is, what do you feel passionate about? What are you excited about? And noticing all of that is going to help show us what we need to be investing in. I think there's going to be a lot of communication that is going to support us in feeling more connected with one another as we navigate this week. And we're going to be building upon it. I also want you to think about, with this full moon, what intentions were you setting for yourself back in August when we were in Leo season? Were there seeds that you planted that we now are seeing develop more or fully develop at this time? What cycles were you starting that you may find yourself closing out around this time? Or if you're not closing them out, sometimes it's about taking them to the next level. They started in August, but now we're taking it to the next level. Or what things are you noticing? Maybe that didn't even start in August. Maybe they started another time, but you're noticing that they're leveling up, that they're developing, and that you're feeling called to develop them and allow them to level up. That's the key here is, are you feeling called? Are you feeling excited about it? Are you feeling passionate about it? Your passion will lead the way this week if you allow it to lead the way. And something that I really love about Leo energy too is I always think about Leo as the performer. And I think that there's an invitation in this energy for us to lean into that main character energy, to be the main character in your life. So that means several different things. There's a lot of layers to that. And one of those things is, how do I give focus to myself in a way that I am improving in the ways that I'm feeling called to improve? Because I feel like that is what this full moon is shining a light on. Where can I do better? What can I do better? I think it's shining a light on our passions and what we're excited about, but also, what can I do better? Where am I feeling called to grow, to improve? And you're being encouraged to lean into that, to invest in yourself. We're talking about investments, and how can you invest in yourself more so that you become a bigger priority in your life, so that you become the main character in your story? Because you are. Right? This is all happening for us. And so as we start to lean into this idea that I am the main character in my life, then we start to understand that we have to prioritize ourselves and our needs and our self-care and all of these ways that we're feeling called to grow. I also feel like another layer of this is that we're going to, in some way, shape, or form, feel like we're being seen more this week. We're being appreciated more in some way this week. That may come in the form of simply people saying, "Oh, I love what you're doing there with that, and I appreciate it." And it might be a surprise to you. It might come in the form of opportunities that are showing up for you. I do feel like with the opportunities that are showing up, there may be a lot of opportunities that are showing up. So we want to be really mindful about choosing the things that align the most for us. I think we have a lot of options. And so we don't want to just say, okay, I want to do this and this and this and overwhelm ourselves. This is the understanding that we are the main character. And so we want to choose the best for ourselves, whatever that is. So it might be being seen, it might be in the spotlight in some way. And being appreciated in some way. So I just want to invite you to lean into that and let yourself be seen. Hi, Jessica. Nice to see you here. Hi, Lily. Nice to see you here. So there's that. It's like we're taking some things to the next level and we're being seen and we're being appreciated for it. Or there might be, I feel like this energy is so romantic. There might be these expressions of how someone appreciates you or how someone has so much love for you or whatever that looks like. So again, it feels very romantic or it feels very appreciative. It feels very much like we can feel very valued. And I want to invite you to share how you value others in your world too. The people that matter the most to you, let them know. Let them know how you feel. Let them know what you appreciate about them, because I think that this energy is inviting us to do all of it. I also feel like there's a lot of moments, I'm having it happen for me right now. There's a lot of deja vu moments this week. Here's why I think that that is happening. Have you guys had that? Let me know in comments. Have you had some deja vu moments this week? Here's why I think this is happening. I think that we have been leaning into this new era. And a lot of us have found ourselves shifting into a higher timeline. And so now that we're on this timeline, there are these recognition points that are just showing us you're on the right path. You've made the right changes. And this is so important. I see I'm distracted because I see that I have another scammer down in comments. So if somebody is asking to do a reading for you or inviting you to their class or whatever that is, please don't give them your money, your attention, all of that, because unfortunately this just happens so much. I will never reach out to you and try to do a reading for you or try to charge you for that. So please don't fall for that. So anyway, coming back to the messages, I think that we want to notice those deja vu moments because this is that recognition that you're exactly where you're supposed to be. I think we're going to have a lot of that, whether it's through that feeling of deja vu or just recognizing, wow, I've come a long way. Especially, I feel like it's like I've come a long way since August. I've allowed myself to open up a lot since August. I've allowed myself to shift in a lot of ways, to work on myself in a lot of ways since August. And it's that recognition that we have moved into a higher timeline. Yeah, I definitely have a scammer down below. So make sure that you don't join their stuff or whatever. I don't know. She's trying to get you to join her class, do a reading. I don't know. But anyway. So let me know how you guys are doing. Real comments only, please. Real people only, please. And we will pull these cards and talk about what's coming up in the energy of the cards too. Pull the cards and then I will go through all of them. So what's been going on in your world? How have you guys been feeling? Whoa. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Okay. I'll talk about them once I pull them. That's a little bit easier for me. If you guys are in my membership, claritybychristy.com is the link for that. It's only $9.99 a month. By the way, if you're in my membership, the full moon energy session is up. That's going to help you to deal with any of the intensity that you're experiencing with the full moon. It helps to balance you. It helps to give you exactly what your energy field is needing to navigate this energy of the full moon. I do those for every full moon and I do them every month to use throughout the month in my membership on top of many other things. Okay, let's dive into the cards. So the first card is the Emperor. Yeah. The Leo full moon is this opportunity to step into our power. It's this opportunity to be more bold than we typically would be, to be more fierce than we typically would be. I'm hearing that word fierce. To step into the spotlight, to allow ourselves to be seen, to be appreciated, or even to step into some kind of sorry, excuse me, some kind of a leadership role in some way. Where are you being invited to lead in your life, in your work? Where are you being invited to step into your power? Let it empower you. Let it strengthen you. I feel like this week we may find ourselves feeling more confident and more able to lean into that. Lily is saying, what if it feels like the opposite? Like I've backtracked a lot since August. If somebody, how do I block this person? It's really ban user and delete their comments. There we go. Okay. So the question is, what if it feels opposite? Like I've backtracked a lot since August. You might feel like you're there. And I think in this case, this full moon is saying to you, it's time to get back on track. It's time to come back to where you have wandered off path and come back to the things that you know that were working for you before and build on that. So I think that that's part of when we're talking about coming back to your power or stepping into your power. That's part of it. It's time to come back to your power. It's time to do the things that are within your power to make it better. I'm sorry. I'm so distracted by this person. I thought I blocked them and they're still ban user and delete their comments. Okay. Yeah. And Rick is saying he feels stuck. Okay. So we've been talking about with all these retrogrades, there is a stuckness and there has felt like things haven't been moving forward. And I think that we're finding that we are this week. I think you're going to start to feel like you can move forward or you can come back to the stuff that was working for you, or you can level up in some way, or you can do better. So keep leaning into that because you've got this. This is a great energy. And no matter where you are, whether you feel like you've been on your highest timeline and your best path, and whether you feel like you are backsliding and not on that track, this is an opportunity. This is an opening. Oh my goodness. This person. So lean into that. The next card that we have is the Knight of Cups. And this is what I was talking about. The Knight of Cups is incredibly romantic. So if you have something that's on your heart that you want to share it. If you want to take something in your life, whether it's a relationship, a connection, something else to the next level, put yourself out there and share that, or be open to going to the next level. And you may find that you have offers that are coming in for you as well. So honoring that, listening to that. And the next card that we have is the Queen of Cups. The Queen of Cups is also about being open. The Queen of Cups is really a master of her heart. And she knows what she wants to give her heart to. She knows where she wants to give love, where she wants to nurture things, where she wants to honor things. And she knows where she doesn't. And so I think that this is also about, what do I want to invest? What do I want to give myself to? And if I want to give myself to that, then maybe I take it to the next level. And I allow myself to be more vulnerable. I allow myself to say what's on my heart, or to share what's on my heart in some way. And this is also about the intensity. The Queen of Cups, more than anybody, is going to feel the intensity of what's happening around this full moon. But she is the master of her emotions. So she is aware, oh, I'm feeling especially sensitive right now. And so I am going to wait till tomorrow to respond, or I am going to check the stories that I'm telling myself in my head and make sure that these are helpful to me to make sure that these stories make sense, because I think that your stories can get you this week, where we decide that something is true or something is the story and we get caught up in that, right? Maybe it's we think that we know what somebody thinks about us, or we think that somebody behaved a certain way and we make an assumption about what that means. And this is just inviting you to take a step back and consider that maybe there are other possibilities with that. The Eight of Pentacles. What you're investing in is going to pay off. What you put the work into is going to pay off. What are you willing to invest in? What are you willing to work on? And again, this feels like taking something to the next level. Maybe you've been working on yourself or something for the past 6 months, and now it's like, let's take it to the next level. Let's go. Let's put more work in. Let's make ourselves even better. Let's invest in ourselves. Let's really, truly commit to ourselves that we are going to be the main character in our life, that we're going to appreciate ourselves more, value ourselves more, that we're going to expect that other people are going to value us more. And if it doesn't meet the standard, then it doesn't meet the standard, and then it doesn't work. Or maybe this is a reinvestment. Like Lily was saying, she feels like she got off track. For those of you that feel like you got off track, what were you committing to yourself in August? What were you working on that was working for you, or any other time? And is it time to come back to that and invest in yourself and invest in the things that are working for you? I also feel like this is some kind of a payoff for something you've been working on for a long time, something you've been investing in. So that could be yourself. It could be with your work. It could be a relationship, whatever that is for you, but something. Next card is the Two of Wands. This to me feels like that reminder. We are in a new era. We are in a new time. And this path forward is going to look different. And if you don't expect it to look different, I guess what I want to say is if you don't allow it to look different, then, well, that's on you. You get to choose that. You get to choose that with your free will, but you're going to stay stuck in the same place. So we have to choose differently. We have to move differently. We have to be willing to let what's flowing into our experience guide us and show us where we're meant to be, because we don't always know where we're meant to be. Let God show you. Let yourself be led. Be willing to take paths that are unknown to you, to experience new things. Or, as I said last week, be open to the idea that just because you've had challenges and difficulties in the past, that it doesn't have to mean that now and in the future has to look like that. Be willing to step into a new phase, the world. This is the closing out of a cycle. We are closing some things out with this full moon. We are letting things go. I would be intentional. What are you letting go of? What do you release? What do you want to move into? What's the beginnings that you want to move into, or a new level that you want to move into? We're preparing for that. So being open to that. But I also feel like this is that acknowledgement of we've done a good job with a lot of things. And so acknowledge that for yourself and honor that for yourself. Be grateful for that for yourself. So those are your messages here for this week. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I apologize for being distracted, but this person is going wild in my comments on YouTube. So gonna try to block them when I get off, and hopefully we're not dealing with this anymore. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. I will see you soon with another video. Take care.